Hello and welcome to the Football Association of Ireland's National C Licence Conversion Course. I want to speak a little bit about football fitness and how we can still train and develop football players while working on their physical capacity to perform key football actions within the game. So, what is periodisation? Spend a couple of minutes, write down a couple of points on what periodisation is to you. Football periodisation underpins a planning process for all aspects of training. So basically, it's a plan that you're going to follow throughout a season, detailing the exact types of trainings and specific days that you're going to use and do. Football periodisation basically aims to take fitness content back to the football world. Ask yourself, what does being fit mean? Spend a couple of minutes and write down a few points of what being fit is to you. Now, what makes a football player fit? Compare and contrast what you've written for both. Are there similarities or are there key differences between both? Remember, football is our starting point always. Tactics is trained in football training by football coaches. Game insight is trained in football training by football coaches. Technique is trained in football training by football coaches. Fitness, on the other hand, is trained in isolation by fitness coaches. Let's take fitness home to football. Football fitness. Football is an interval sport. What does this mean? Ask yourself, should this impact on how we train for football fitness? In practice, does it? When we think about football, we break the game into 4 functions: attacking with transition to defend, defending with transition to attack. Within each of the 4 functions, there are key football actions. For example, attacking. Some of the key football actions within attacking are passing, receiving, shooting, heading, movement on the ball, movement off the ball, 1v1 situations, dribbling. Within the game, players are faced with scenarios where they must communicate, make decisions, and then execute the key football action. Can we develop sessions, practices that incorporate all of these factors in relation to developing, firstly, the player's ability to play football, and secondly, their ability to perform physical attributes within the game, i.e. their fitness levels. So, football action theory. Think and speak in a football action language. Football actions, for example, as previously mentioned, pressing in the defensive function. This requires an energy system. Train the football action and the energy system improves as a byproduct, rather than training the energy system and excluding the football action. Football actions require communication, decision making, and then the execution. We want to improve team communication in every session. Training the execution in isolation is movement training. Unopposed passing, while yes, there is a time and a place, of course, in terms of a recovery, low impact session, yes, but specifically trying to train to perform the highest level, you are required to include opposition where decision making, communication is involved. What do you want for our players? We want more explosive actions more often. We want our players to possess the tactical awareness to make the correct decision with the technical ability to carry out the action effectively, and then the fitness and explosiveness to carry it out quickly. The aim is to develop each individual in relation to their own capabilities and their own role within the team. Okay, so developing football fitness, football conditioning. At the higher level means there's less space, less time. How can we become unmarked quicker and more often in attack? How can we press quicker and more often in defence? How can we transition quickly? Basically, we want to achieve better actions, to act more explosively, more actions in order to have quicker recovery between actions, maintain many actions, maintain quick recovery between actions, maintain good actions, maintaining explosive actions. Basically, what we're trying to achieve is the ability to perform specific football actions quicker and more often throughout a 90+ minute game. Quick task. Spend 10-15 minutes designing a football fitness coaching practice with 10 to 12 players. Incorporate a key football action in relation to one of the functions of the game, communication, where players have to make a decision and then execute the key football action. Tip: if your practice includes opposition, all of the above will be involved. Raise your bar. Bring fitness back to football. Thanks for listening. I hope you found the presentation informative. I hope you've enjoyed listening. I hope you're able to take from it, process the information and implement it in a way that is suitable to you and your team. Please don't hesitate in contacting us if you need any more advice or have any further questions. Thanks for listening.